What makes a city truly developed in India? Not just tall buildings, not just flyovers, not even just a big population. A developed city is usually a place where jobs are strong, transport works, education feeds talent, businesses keep expanding, and daily life feels a little more efficient. For a fair ranking, we can blend 5 things: economic strength, physical infrastructure, connectivity, human capital, and livability. That means roads, metros, airports, ports, digital access, schools, skilled workers, safety, cleanliness, and basic services. A useful benchmark is the Ease of Living Index, which looks at quality of life, economic ability, and sustainability. And one big sign of change is transport. India's metro network has grown from about 248 kilometers in 2014 to around 1,095 kilometers by 2025, across 26 cities. That alone tells you something important. The cities that move people better often move ahead faster. So here is a brisk countdown of the top 10 most developed cities in India. Fast, clear, and based on the same yardsticks throughout. And remember this from the start: rankings change. At number 10, Kochi. Kochi is a strong example of development that is not always loud, but is definitely smart. It has a strategic coastal location, strong port influence, and a growing services economy. What makes it stand out is mobility innovation. The Kochi Water Metro is one of India's most interesting urban transport experiments, and it has already crossed millions of passenger trips. That matters because development is not only about roads, it is about finding smarter ways to connect people. Kochi shows a modern city can think differently. At number 9, Kolkata. Kolkata is a legacy metropolis, but it is still very much in the development race. It has a huge urban market, deep cultural and educational roots, and a transport network that continues to modernize. A major symbol of that progress is India's first under-river metro tunnel under the Hooghly. That is a serious engineering milestone, and it reflects how older cities can reinvent themselves. Kolkata's strength lies in scale, history, and gradual infrastructure renewal. It is not just preserving the past, it is upgrading it. At number 8, Gurugram. If development were judged only by private sector momentum, Gurugram would climb even higher. It has become one of India's best-known corporate and commercial hubs, with global capability centers, office campuses, and a fast-growing real estate market. A large share of office leasing activity flows through this city, which signals strong white-collar job density and investor confidence. Gurugram is a classic modern growth story, rapid, ambitious, and business-driven. It may not have the oldest urban identity, but it has a very clear development identity. At number 7, Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is one of those cities that quietly does a lot right. It combines business strength with better governance and a strong industrial base. It has long been a commercial heavyweight in Western India, and its reputation for organized urban growth helps it stand out. The nearby Gift City and IFSC ecosystem have also given the region a global financial edge. On livability and economic performance, Ahmedabad has often ranked well. That makes it a city with both present strength and future potential. Practical, efficient, and steadily climbing. At number 6, Chennai. Chennai is a major example of industry-led development. It is one of India's strongest manufacturing centers, especially in automobiles and auto ancillaries. That is why it is often called the Detroit of India. But Chennai is not only about factories. It also has strong educational institutions, a skilled workforce, a busy port economy, and solid air connectivity. Its airport handles millions of passengers every year, showing its importance as both an industrial and a gateway city. Chennai's development is built on production, talent, and trade, a very powerful mix. At number 5, Pune. Pune is often seen as the sweet spot between opportunity and livability. It has a strong education ecosystem, a large student population, and a steady supply of skilled workers. That makes it attractive for IT, manufacturing, auto, and service sector growth. Pune has also performed very well in livability-style rankings among million-plus cities. That is important because development is not only about GDP, it is also about whether people want to live there. Pune feels balanced. It has jobs, knowledge, and a lifestyle that keeps drawing people in. That balance is a real advantage. At number 4, Hyderabad. Hyderabad has become one of India's clearest success stories in planned urban growth. It has a strong IT and services base, rapid commercial expansion, and a modern city layout that supports long-term development. Telangana's IT and IT's exports have been among the strongest in the country, and that reflects the city's role in India's digital economy. Hyderabad's airport is also a major connectivity asset, linking it efficiently to national and global routes. Add all this together, and you get a city that is growing in both depth and confidence. Fast-moving, but not chaotic. Now we reach the top 3. This is where the margin gets tighter, because these cities score strongly across multiple indicators. Jobs, transit, business strength, connectivity, education, and overall scale all start to overlap. The competition becomes less about one big feature and more about total urban weight. At number 3, Bengaluru. Bengaluru is India's technology capital, and that title is backed by much more than reputation. It is one of the strongest talent hubs in the country, with deep IT, startup, and innovation ecosystems. It also topped the Ease of Living Index in the million-plus category, which says a lot about how it balances economy and quality of life. Karnataka's IT and BT exports have been enormous, and Bengaluru sits right at the center of that engine. Of course, the city faces traffic and infrastructure pressure. But even with those challenges, it keeps attracting companies, students, and founders. Bengaluru is where much of India's digital future is being built. At number 2, Delhi. More precisely, Delhi and the wider NCR region. This is one of the most connected urban regions in India, and connectivity is a huge part of development. The metro network is extensive, the roads are major, and the airport is among the busiest in the world, handling about 73.7 million passengers in FY 2023 to 24. That single number tells you how central Delhi is to movement, business, and public life. Delhi is also a center of governance, education, commerce, and large-scale consumption. It has a huge labor market and a vast urban footprint. In development terms, it is a city region with enormous reach. Powerful, connected, and constantly in motion. And at number 1, Mumbai. India's financial capital still stands at the top when you judge development across the broadest set of indicators. Mumbai is not just about wealth, it is about economic gravity. It is the hub of finance, media, corporate headquarters, and international trade. Jawaharlal Nehru Port handled a record 6.43 million TEUs in FY 2023 to 24, which shows how deeply Mumbai is tied to global commerce. Its airport handled about 52.8 million passengers in the same period, reinforcing its role as a national and international gateway. Mumbai's development is visible in its business scale, transport strength, and unmatched economic influence. It is crowded, expensive, and demanding. But it is also one of the most powerful urban engines in India. When Mumbai moves, a lot of India moves with it. So that is the list. Kochi, Kolkata, Gurugram, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Delhi, and Mumbai. Each city is developed in a different way. Some lead with business, some with education, some with transit, some with manufacturing. That's what makes Indian urban development so interesting. There is no single formula. There are only different strengths, measured against the same broad indicators. And one final thing. This ranking is not permanent. Cities change quickly, new metro lines open, airports expand, industries shift, governance improves, fresh investment can lift a city faster than expected. So think of this as a snapshot of India's urban present, not a final scoreboard for the future. Comment your top 3 and fastest riser.